Good morning, John. President Trump said last week that he is, quote, optimistic that a vaccine will be ready for the American public by November 3rd. But when you take a look at that number you just mentioned and you take a look at the calendar, experts tell us that is just not going to happen. So let's take a look at those numbers and those dates. As you mentioned, from July 27 through August 7, 4,536 participants received their first shot in the Moderna trial, the first one out of the gate. They need 30,000. So they expect to get their first shots done for all 30,000 sometime in September, but then they have to give them a second dose 28 days later. Now, John, there's no question but that Moderna is going to ramp up the rate at which they are giving people shots and enrolling them in this study. They already have ramped up more than they were at the beginning. But even if they do finish sometime in September, you then have to wait 28 days to give the second shot. You then have to wait about 2 weeks for those shots to become fully effective. You then have to wait for the participants to sort of run into the virus in their daily life. And that's where experts say there is no way that we're going to get the data that we need by November 3rd. Now, a note here, Pfizer started just after Moderna did. They started their clinical trials just after Moderna. And they say they have a much more ambitious timeline. They say they think they're basically going to be done sometime in October and ready to go to the FDA for consideration. But the experts I talked to said that timeline is just completely unrealistic. John?
Just to reiterate that, so Moderna, slow, the 4,500 participants. Other studies further along?
You know, Pfizer has said that they've done more than 2,000, but that was a couple of days ago. So Moderna started first. Pfizer started just after Moderna. It does not appear that Pfizer is ahead of Moderna. So it appears that sort of this is where we are. Pfizer says more than 2,000. Moderna says about 4,500. Moderna's the